told me, now they just hope that all their hard work pays off.
Hopefully he comes over here and I can see him, because I'll be here all day tomorrow, you know, and all day the next day. So that's part of my job, make sure everything is done.
And those crews will be back out at 6:30 tomorrow morning. Then they're going to clear this area of the park for a few hours as they do their security sweep. The speech tomorrow is 11 o'clock, and it is open to the public. And as you know, this is still a very popular time to visit the Canyon Show. It's expected to be a pretty large crowd that's going to stop by to listen.
And Deb will be checking in with you tomorrow for more reports. Thanks.
It looks like Ross Perot might be the odd man out. A nonpartisan commission on debates unanimously voted to exclude Perot from the upcoming presidential debates. Perot says he will sue if he is left out. Bob Dole likes the decision. President Clinton wants Perot included. And it looks like undecided voters will hold the key to which candidate wins our state. According to a new poll released by NAU, it is virtually a dead heat between Clinton and Dole. Here are the numbers. The president is pulling in about 43% of the vote. Mr. Dole is close behind with 42. Perot is a distant third. 7% of Arizona voters are still undecided. A little later in our newscast, we'll take a look at how Dole and Clinton want to deal with the issue of crime. Their ideas may surprise you. That's coming up in our 12 News Extra.
3,500 more American troops should be in Kuwait by this weekend. President Clinton says that he's sending them to keep Saddam Hussein, quote, in a box. Clinton says the Iraqi leader is always pushing the envelope. Defense Secretary William Perry says that the Kuwaiti government feels threatened by the Iraqis.
More than a dozen workers at the Phoenix Fire Department will be punished after a scathing investigation. The 4-month investigation found some employees using this city equipment to benefit their own businesses. Other employees were accused of paying temporary workers for holidays they hadn't worked, and longtime Deputy Chief Robert Gibson was accused of physically abusing his staff. He retired yesterday.
It was not sexual harassment, and that was clearly stated when you get to read it in the report. It was probably an extension of fire station horseplay.
Gibson was a 37-year veteran of the fire department. The chief says he had to take quick action to be sure the problems don't happen again.
How do you think that states should deal with sex offenders?
California has come up with a radical law that has a lot of people cheering.
And a man takes his dog for a walk and turns into a murder victim. You might be able to help police solve this crime, and that's next.
All right, coming up in sports in just a couple of minutes, the Cardinals make a quarterback change. You'll hear from Boomer, Vince Tobin, and Kent Graham. And they're celebrating in Cleveland tonight. The Indians clinch the Central. All the highlights coming up in just a couple of minutes.
Here's your first forecast. Tonight we'll have an overnight low of 70. Tomorrow's high 92 degrees. And we've got 5 days left of summer. But guess who has some snow? I'll show it to you coming up here on 12 News.
But you don't get it unless you earn it. And once again, Jeep Grand Cherokee did. But with all of Grand Cherokee's major new improvements, was it really any surprise? Jeep Grand Cherokee. Now get up to $1150 in option values. This is your year for the award-winning 4x4 of the year.
Day after day, people don't hear the sounds their cars are making. Pollution from cars is making us sick. You can hear it in the coughs and sneezes, in the complaints of sore eyes and headaches, and in the asthmatic attacks in kids who need clean air to live. If you listen, you'll hear the sounds. They're coming from your car.
When you say you're going to watch a little TV, do you mean a little TV? Well, Circuit City has big news. Right now, all big screen TVs are on sale, and you'll pay no interest for 12 months on a huge selection. Sony, Zenith, ProScan, Hitachi, RCA, they're all on sale at Circuit City. Circuit City's knowledgeable sales counselors will answer all your questions. So the next time you want to watch a little TV, watch it on something big. All big screen TVs are on sale at Circuit City. You can't find a lower price. We guarantee it.
Majority Rules presents What's Your Opinion?
Would the average guy rather have a date with Miss America or Miss October?
Join us for the new show,
where your opinion counts.
Majority Rules, tonight at 6:30 on Channel 12.
Castration is now the legal penalty for child molesters in California. The chemical castration bill is now law. Here's how it works. First-time offenders have the option of receiving weekly injections of the hormone Depo-Provera. It decreases their sex drive. After the second crime against a child, the injections are mandatory. Molesters can now also opt for surgical castration. The American Civil Liberties Union calls the procedure barbaric, and some therapists have questioned its effectiveness, but similar laws are being considered now in 3 other states. The cards seem to be stacked differently for O.J. Simpson this time around. Simpson goes on trial tomorrow for the wrongful deaths of his ex-wife and Ronald Goldman. This time, however, it is a civil trial, and the defense team cannot use the police conspiracy theory unless they can prove it. The prosecution will be able to introduce the domestic violence issue, and there will be no defense theory of other murderers. The judge in the civil trial hopes to prevent a media circus. He is not allowing cameras in the courtroom and will not let the jurors view the murder scene.
A Valley man is shot while walking his dog, and all police know is that the bullet came from a passing car. The murder of Donald Smith is still a mystery, and police say with your help, they may be able to solve this case. Here is this week's Silent Witness Report. His name was Donald Smith. He died tragically when he was just 44 years old.
I enjoyed spending time with him. And
Dawn's friend Patricia has fond memories of their relationship.
He was very intelligent and easy to talk to, and it was easy to bat ideas around, you know, back and forth.
She also remembers the night she got the news that Dawn had been shot.
Like I had all the air knocked out of me.
It happened on July 15th last year. Don was walking his dog at around 2 in the morning.
Well, Don normally walked his dog around that time because the dog apparently had a bad paw and the hot sidewalk would tend to hurt it, so he'd like to wait until it cooled off to walk him.
When he approached 20th Street in McDowell, a tan Nissan pulled up, and for no reason, someone inside started firing. Don, who always carried a gun, fired back, but he was hit and died several days later.
I would hope that the community would care as much about what happened to him.
All Patricia Willis wants now is for someone to turn in Don's killer so she can move on with her life.
This murder happened near 20th Street and McDowell Road. Police think the people who shot Don probably bragged about it. If you have any information about this, we want you to give us a call. With this week's exclusive Silent Witness Report, I'm Sergeant Jeff Halstead.
The word witness is all you need to remember to get in touch with our Silent Witness hotline. Just dial WITNESS, or you can call toll-free 1-800-343-TIPS. To be eligible for a cash reward, you must call those numbers, and you can remain anonymous.
And our forecast has just been, it's been beautiful.
Feels
The weather's
like fall,
been gorgeous.
Doesn't it? You know, you
Yeah.
got the president coming into the Grand Canyon. You saw everybody with coats on up there.
Beautiful.
About 63 degrees for the canyons for the president's visit tomorrow morning at the canyon. Yeah, he's coming in the morning. But look at our temperatures, 88 degrees, 10 degrees below normal for this time of year. We've got some white stuff to show you coming up next.
And it's easy for politicians to say they're against crime, but what are they willing to do about it? We'll take a closer look at what Bob Dole and Bill Clinton want to do to make you feel safer. And that's coming up on Arizona's news station.
Later on the Tonight Show, Jay's got James Spader and Molly Ringwald, plus Leah Thompson with a fall season preview. Now that's must-see TV, and it's O.J. season again.
Your thoughts on the O.J. trial?
Thoughts? We'll get back to you. Plus...
Great. Magnifico.
Ooh. Then Conan's got Jon Stewart, NBC tonight.
Need new tires in a hurry? At Discount Tire Company, we move fast, except when it comes to closing our doors. Slide in for a new set of Goodyears at Discount Tire Company.
If ever you're not satisfied with one of our tires, please feel free to bring it back. Thank you. Discount Tire Company.
Stop by this week for a great deal on Goodyear tires. Goodyear, #1 in tires.
It's like my dad's going through this phase.
Hey, there really are 4 parts to a plumbing system.
He found Q&A in the redesigned US West Direct Yellow Pages. With a phone call, Dad can find, you know, whatever.
Black transmission fluid spells trouble.
Q&A's got hundreds of free recorded messages. Q&A is really cool, but in some hands,
Hey, hon! Acne's caused by overactive glands.
it can be a dangerous thing.
No wonder it's the one that gets used. US West Direct.
When conditions are less than ideal, the Chevy Blazer with the exclusive driver control system helps conquer most driving situations, including the most brutal place on the planet, your wallet. It's the Chevy Blazer model year-end event. Right now, you can get $12.50 cash back on a new 96 Blazer. Or enjoy some great GMAC Smart Lease offers.
$12.50 cash back on Blazer. Only at your Valley Chevrolet Geo dealers.
When you look back on life, it's the little things you remember. Funny enough, most of those center around home, with family you love and neighbors you trust. Continental builds those homes in neighborhoods all over the valley, where people can be comfortable and just be themselves. Continental, welcome home.
Take a look at this wonderful picture. Can you believe this is the oldest surviving American feature film? It's a 1912 version of Shakespeare's Richard III. The silent movie was given to the American Film Institute by a collector of old films. The man owned it for more than 30 years, never realizing how old and how valuable it was. Richard III was made for about $30,000 back then and featured 70 actors.
That was Gene Hackman. You know, he's been in every movie made.
That or Michael Caine.
Oh, I think so.
Michael Caine and Gene Hackman is in about every single
They get a lot of work.
You guys
Towering Inferno, I think, was the only one that wasn't in. Let's take a look outside and show you the forecast for tonight. Yes, we can appreciate the fine offerings. You know, they store those in salt mines in Kansas, some of the studios in Hollywood. Did you know that? Way down, like 2,000 feet below the surface? I'm not sure. Clearing off with an overnight low of 70. Tomorrow's high will be one more day of cooler weather with 92 degrees, mostly sunny, a little bit warmer, and then we're going to have a warming trend by the end of the week. We'll talk about that. First off, take a look at the picture. We've got an unseasonably cool low-pressure system to the north of us. Look at that cold front sweeping through the state. At this hour, we still have some scattered rain showers for northern Arizona. Should be dissipating by about midnight. Tomorrow, still some more storms could fire up in central and eastern Arizona, but right now at 10 o'clock, we're starting to see some clearing skies through the western half of the state. We should be just absolutely gorgeous tomorrow. Again, the president visiting up near the Grand Canyon, a high of about 63 degrees and no threat of showers. That low-pressure system, though, is very cold for this time of year, and it's dropping temperatures into the mid-40s. Look at right now in Salt Lake, 47 degrees, 46 in Denver. Guess what? It was cold enough for, you got it, take a look at some of the white stuff. In Steamboat Springs, Colorado, it was just a dusting, not enough to get those skis sharpened for the season. But look at that beautiful picture. You know, the aspen trees are starting to turn their fall colors. And they had a light dusting of snow. Snow level down to about 6,000 feet. Highs today, 64 in Prescott, 93 in Lake Havasu City, as well as Bullhead City, 78 in Kingman, 63 at the South Rim, 57 in Flagstaff. And the forecast lows along the rim in the mid-40s, about 45 in Show Low. Down south, 62 in Tucson, about 57 in Nogales, and 55 over in Douglas. Here's a look at your favorite cities. Lots of 60s, fall-like temperatures in Minneapolis, St. Paul, and Chicago, 71 in Washington, D.C. Look at Miami at 89, 91 in the Big Easy, 92 in Brownsville, 86 in Dallas-Fort Worth. Speaking of Texas, 2 tornadoes being reported by our own Wally Crow just outside of Lubbock, Texas, and that area still under a tornado watch, also a severe thunderstorm watch, as well as up along the eastern slopes of the Rocky Mountains. Let me take you out east again because they've got some more flooding, and this time it's Erie, Pennsylvania. They had 6 inches of rain in 4 hours, swamping that city, obviously causing just a mess. Well, let's take a look outside and show you our current conditions at this hour. We've got 79 degrees downtown, a little warmer at 82, winds out of the west at 6, humidity 40%, dew point at 55 degrees, and a steady barometer from last hour. In the high country tomorrow, expect partly cloudy skies, possible showers along the eastern half of the rim, and mostly sunny down in the south central deserts. And your 5-day, remember I talked about that warming trend? Well, 98 degrees on Saturday and Sunday. That's perfectly normal for this time of year, but it's going to feel a little bit warmer than the past couple of days. Fall starts on Sunday at 11 o'clock in the morning.
It'll be dry, though, right?
It will be dry.
Thanks.
Are more guns and more money the answer to solving the war against crime?
You might be surprised to hear what the candidates are saying. Coming up next, a look at President Clinton's and Bob Dole's version of crime and punishment.
Buick Buick announces America's best closeout. Start with $2,000 cash off on Buick's personal luxury masterpiece, Riviera. $1,000 cash off on the sizzling midsize Regal. Century, take $1,500 cash and drive it away. America's best closeout, up to $2,000 cash off after dealer discounts, after your best deal. Get into your Arizona Buick dealer. Wouldn't you really rather have a Buick?
I want to tell you about a sandwich, and boy, we ain't joking. Southwestern turkey sandwich from Schlotsky.
It's smoking. It comes on a bun. The jalapeno cheese one.
They even heard about it way up in Hoboken. It's smoking.
I ain't joking.
Try our regular-size smoking Southwest turkey sandwich. Chips and a soda for only $4.99.
There's nothing here to fix, cause there ain't nothing broken. Southwestern turkey sandwich from Schlotsky.
It's smoking.
With 20 convenient Valley locations to serve you.
You have 1 minute to decide the rest of your life.
1 minute.
Can't you call it off? No!
6 bullets.
What are you going to do?
I'm going to get our money.
10 strangers.
What's going on here?
This guy's holding us hostage.
You've never done that before.
2 days in the valley.
Time's up.
2 days in the valley. Rated R. Starts Friday, September 27th at theaters everywhere.
Hey, George!
Who are you?
It's me, Bernie.
Bernie.
It's really me. Get in.
The luxurious Nissan Maxima.
So what do you want to do now?
Experience one for yourself.
Afternoon, Miss Pearl.
George?
Now lease a Nissan Maxima GXE for $269 a month and $999 down.
On August 27, 1996, this station broadcast a story as part of our evening news program on companies that sell prepaid calling cards through illegal pyramid schemes. During that newscast, we inadvertently showed a buyer purchasing a calling card sold under the brand name Talk and Toss. The Talk and Toss card is sold by BLT Technologies, a company based in Vancouver, Washington. BLT Technologies does not engage in the tactics described in that newscast, and we regret showing the Talk and Toss card as a part of that story.
Well, safety for you and your family.
Virtually every candidate knows it's on your mind, and that's why Bob Dole was out at the sheriff's tent city this morning.
Tonight in our 12 News Extra, Lou Ruggiero compares Bob Dole and Bill Clinton on an issue that is always close to the heart of a presidential campaign: crime.
People in places like Tent City turn into political symbols just about every election. Anyone who wants to be president runs against inmates.
Senator, what do you think of Tent City?
Bob Dole is no exception, but neither is Bill Clinton. The question is not whether either one of the candidates actually favors crime. It's impossible to find a pro-crime candidate these days. The question is more one of political approach, of priorities for federal dollars and for anti-crime programs. And if you look at their records over the past few years, you'll find that Bob Dole and Bill Clinton are often on the same page. One similarity came after the bomb blast that ripped the federal building in Oklahoma City. Bob Dole was in the Senate then, and he sponsored the Comprehensive Terrorism Prevention Act in April of 1995. 1 year later, President Clinton signed that bill into law. Another place they agree, laws like Arizona's that require law enforcement to notify neighborhoods when convicted sex offenders move in. Bob Dole supports neighborhood notification. So does Bill Clinton.
Under Clinton, cocaine and heroin use among teenagers has doubled.
But Bob Dole's latest campaign commercial quotes a recent federal study that shows drug use up among teens. The ad blames Clinton for being soft on drugs. To stem the flow of dope, Dole wants to double the size of the Border Patrol and use the National Guard on the borders. Bill Clinton, meanwhile, has pushed for federal money to help communities hire 100,000 new police officers. Another difference, gun control. Dole and Clinton disagreed on a 5-day waiting period to allow criminal background checks for handgun buyers. Bob Dole voted against the Brady handgun bill. He is endorsed by the National Rifle Association. Bill Clinton signed the Brady handgun bill into law. He's endorsed by the National Fraternal Order of Police. There's probably not a political silver bullet that will automatically stop crime. But both Bob Dole and Bill Clinton know it's political suicide not to try to sell you on the idea that they have the better plan to slow down the criminals. Lou Ruggiero, 12 News, Arizona's news station.
And while Bob Dole attacks the president on teen drug use numbers, the Clinton administration's Justice Department is trying to fire back this afternoon. The Federal Bureau of Justice Statistics put out a report claiming that the number of violent crimes nationwide went down about 9% last year.
From politics to pastimes, let's go to baseball.
Yeah, really good night in baseball. Coming up, first of all, Hideo Nomo of the Dodgers has a no-hitter going. We're going to bring you the latest on that. Also check in on some Coyote highlights, and Vince Tobin finally makes the call. The Cardinals will start a new quarterback Sunday against the Saints. We'll talk about it next in sports.
12 News is closed caption.
Arizona's news station.
In 1993, you could drive a new Mercury Grand Marquis for under $20,000. Since then, we've made it more distinctive, more luxurious, more durable, even safer. But there's one thing we left well enough alone: the price. For a limited time, drive the legendary V8-powered Mercury Grand Marquis for a value-packed price under $20,000.
The more things change, the more they stay the same.
Imagine yourself in a Mercury now.
There are rookies and there are all-stars. As #1 in real estate sales for 25 straight years, we know an all-star when we see one. Folks who buy or sell homes through Realty Executives demand a lot: agent integrity and dependability, like staying in touch. Realty Executives agents average 11 years experience, so we're #1 there too. Maybe that's why we sell the most new and big homes and starter homes in Arizona. Realty Executives is #1. No beginners, no kidding.
In 8 days, it begins. A new world of younger-looking skin with LANCOME's visibly revitalizing solution, Primordial. Pure vitamin E, a gentle hydroxy acid, and a patented nanocapsule technology now make it possible. Younger-looking skin than you ever thought possible. Primordial, the new world of skincare. Lancome Paris. Your gift, your choice of color with any $17.50 Lancome purchase. Now at Dillard's.
A penny goes a long way at Walgreens. Now, when you order supersized prints with your film processing, you get a second set for just 1 cent per print. That's right, a penny a print. And of course, you get quality processing and next-day service 7 days a week. 24 supersized prints are just $5.99 every day. And right now, a second set is just a penny a print. Walgreens makes every penny count.
All right, let's check your Cardinal quarterback trivia. When Kent Graham steps on the field on Sunday, he will become what number in a long line of starters since the team moved here to the Valley?
12 or 14?
13. If you said 13, you're correct. You didn't, but if you would have, that would have been the rule. 13 different starting quarterbacks since '88. The list includes such notables as Tom Tupa, Gary Huggaboom, and Cliff Stout. Boomer, who spent most of the second half on the sidelines last week, finds himself, for one of the first times in his career, benched in favor of someone else. Kent Graham, who was signed as a free agent during the offseason, will get the start Sunday against the Saints. And when you look at their stats, really there's not a heck of a lot of difference. Boomer, 37 of 68 for 316 yards, no touchdowns and 3 interceptions. Graham, 22 of 38 for 244, 1 touchdown and 3 interceptions. It was a tough call for Tobin to make, but he felt it was time to shake things up.
I'm not, disappointed in Boomer. I wouldn't hesitate to go back to Boomer. I think he's still a quality quarterback that can win football games.
Well, it's difficult. It would be difficult for anybody. I mean, the hard thing is that you feel like you're giving everything you have, and unfortunately, the last 2 games it hasn't materialized into points.
No matter what happens, we're going to support each other, and I think that's what we need, out there as a team, that, both of us are going to be in each other's, corner as far as helping each other out.
All right, now let's shift gears and talk a little Sun Devil football. Here it is, only Tuesday, but the excitement already building for Saturday's game against Nebraska. Realistically, there's no way the Devils win this game, but stranger things have happened, and can you imagine what it would do for the program if they somehow pull off the impossible? Last year, the Devils got waxed, but proved the Jake Plummer to Keith Poole combination can do some damage. Huskers are very wary of Jake Plummer.
A very good quarterback, with him and Keith Poole as his, main receiver. They make a real good team together. He's, very elusive. He seems always kind of get away from the tackles and the sacks and steps up in the pocket and hits it for a good gain.
All right, rough sledding for the Coyotes tonight up in Vancouver for their second preseason game. Don Hay looking for his first W as the new Phoenix coach. He'll have to wait another night. All Vancouver opening seconds of the second. Dave Babbage with a shot. Alexander Mogilny gets it back and leaves it right in front for Esa Tikkanen. Moments later, Canucks would score on the power play. They went on to slam the Coyotes 6-0. Coyotes take on the LA Kings Friday night. At Chicago, Mike Hargrove looking for his second straight AL Central Division title. Wouldn't take long. Julio Franco on second when they call the double steal. Throws off the mark. Franco scores. Cleveland on top 3-0. Top of the second, bags juice for Kevin Seitzer. The grand slam to left. And then it was just a matter of nailing this thing down. Eric Plunk would get Tony Phillips to ground out to end the game. Some nice defense here. And you can break out the champagne. Cleveland wins it 9-4. It's the first time in the 96-year history of this team they have clinched back-to-back titles. AL scoreboard, rain cancels the Baltimore-New York game. Boston doubles up Detroit. Brew Crew shutting out the Blue Jays. Minnesota takes care of Kansas City. Oakland 5-1 over the Halos, and Seattle over Texas 5-2. National League, Jim Leyland fed up with what he calls the Pirates' quote, penny-pinching ways. Says he'll finish out the year and go manage somewhere else next season. Lame duck or not, Pirates won for him tonight. Bottom of the fourth, Orlando Merced with a shot down the line. Jeff King scores. Pirates go on to beat Cincinnati 5-3. NL scoreboard, Montreal over the Mets. Marlins win it 11-5 over the Phillies. Braves beat Houston. St. Louis over the Cubs 5-3. The Dodgers leading Colorado, and the Giants on top of the Padres in the eighth. Speaking of the Dodgers, pitching sensation Hideo Nomo has it going. Here getting Steve Decker right now through 7. Nomo has a no-hitter going. I'm understanding now he only has 4 outs left to go. We'll try to get you an update before the end of the show, but Hideo Nomo right now has the no-hitter going.
Okay, thanks. Well, it's been a while since Russia has had a czar.
But tonight they have a king, the king of pop, that is. We'll show you some of Michael Jackson's visit to Moscow next.